Oh, what is up? What is up, guys? Thank you guys so much for waiting around. I don't know if anyone's even waiting, but I I put in the message. I said, "Hey, my headphones are in my car, so I'm getting my headphones." And then my headphones were not in my car, so that's fun. All right, we're just gonna give it a minute. Oh, look, we got 7 people liked it. You guys liked it for good luck. Dope, dope. I love it. So anyway, headphones were not in the car. Headphones were in my pants that I was wearing yesterday. And anyway, okay, let's see. How's that look? Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, hello, camera. Yeah, we're gonna set that. So I had to get my headphones because our good friend Mike from Dance Comp is going to be popping on here in about half an hour. We're going to go run around and talk about some good BMX Christmas gifts, some popular things that they're selling right now. And then we're going to answer some questions. But this first half is for you guys. So if you guys got any questions, answer them. I'm eating some banana bread. You see? Hey, random question. What is your guys' like go-to cereal? So I try and eat the healthier cereals, and so it's been like Cheerios, shredded mini wheats, borderline healthy. But then I got sick of those, so I got Life with cinnamon, and I'm in love with it. It's really, really good. It's got a good amount of protein, and but what are your guys's? What are your go-to cereals? Well, camera. All right. So who is we got Stuart. I don't know if Stuart's still here, but Stuart was one of the first ones in here. Mason, what's up, Mason? Mason says, "Hi guys." Hi Mason. Thanks for popping in. We got Lewis. We got Jared. We got Dougster Bob. Oh, that's me. Just kidding. Mason. Antonio. What's up, Antonio? And I think that's it. Did Luis already say? Or yeah, okay. I already said Luis. And dude, yeah, okay. Jared says cinnamon toast crunch, and that's exactly what the cinnamon life tastes like. And that's why I'm so like I'm very happy with it. That was the best investment ever. Um, Actually, it's a bad investment because I eat so much of it. Like I shouldn't. I think I went through a family size box in 2 days. Like maybe one day, maybe 24 hours, because I had to go buy some the next day. But it's because I'm trying to change what I'm eating. So then like cereals like my snack, and it's probably not a good snack. But anyway, okay, so I'm gonna go through. I saw a couple of questions, but if you guys have more questions, throw them in there. Oh, also, hold on. Um, we just posted a new video on bike school. It is a Nick video. It's very fun. We filmed it, had a lot of fun filming it. I'm gonna throw it in the chat. Watch that after the live. Don't watch it during because then you guys won't be watching the live, but watch it after the live or watch it during. I don't really care. It's how short is it? Oh, it's 9 minutes. Lucas, what is up, Lucas? Um, Roman, hello, Roman. Like we got to put you guys on the screen. Lucas, Roman. Oh, Roman. Okay, so questions I saw. Let me find them. Mason, my friend has a We the People Justice, and it looks sick. Oh shoot, hold on. I told Mike from Dance Comp. I texted him. I said, "Hey, here's the link to join the live," and then I told him I'd email it to him, and then I forgot. So hold on, let me look, guys. I'm never prepared. I'm sorry. Okay, wait. I'm gonna restart and pretend like I'll answer Mason's question in 1 second. Okay, okay, here we go. Just for the first time, I'm answering questions now. And okay, Mason. Mason says, my friend has a We the People Justice, and it looks sick, but I've been looking at the Cult Devotion. The Justice looks better to me, but the Devotion seems better because it has 100% chromoly. Yeah, I love how the Justice looks, and hold on, I've got to double check. And the Justice is more than the Devotion too, and that's crazy. But Mason, I guess it basically it comes down to your height. Okay, I always fall back on that. What's your height? Because the Devotion's got that one, the 21-inch top tube, but it has that really long chainstay. Okay, and then hold on, I want to look at the Justice because if you're taller, the Devotion's a really good move. Okay, the Devotion's really good quality, but it's also with that big geometry, it's gonna feel more stable for you as a taller rider. If you're a smaller rider, the Justice is gonna be fine, and it's gonna be especially fine if you don't weigh that much, because then you're not gonna have. I don't know. When I was like some of the tri-molly frames that I broke, like I had a Black Eye Colorado and Eastern Trail Digger, I want to say. And I broke both of those and they were tri-molly. And what happened is that back end just shifted from doing 360s. So doing 360s shifted the back end of the frame. And that could happen on the Justice, right? The Justice looks really clean. It comes with hub guards, solid bike. But but anyway, when I was doing that, I don't know, I want to say probably 180 pounds. Like I was pretty heavy as a kid, and so I put a beating on the bike. If you're smaller and lighter, the Justice is definitely the way to go. If you're taller and bigger and you need that bigger or that higher quality, then the Devotion would be the way to go. So yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. I don't know your height or your weight or anything like that, but that's what it comes down to. I hope that helps. Does that help? Luis, Luis or Lewis? Hey, live in Switzerland, and here is a lot of snow. Do you have advice for riding while winter? Yeah, so this comes up quite a bit. I really like banana bread. This comes up quite a bit, Lewis, and my recommendation is always to stay within the sport. So, riding your bike in the winter, I mean, there's snow bikes, that's a thing. And how good is that? I don't know. I think it would be rad if you could get one and you have a hill that will allow it. That'd be a lot of fun. It's not necessarily the exact same, but it's similar, and it's just a good way to have fun on a bike. Um, if you have a garage, like we have some of our bike school members right now, it's snowing where they're at. So they're posting their trick attempts and their tricks inside of a little garage. And for one, it's like close quarters 180. So he's doing a 180 within this garage, which is really hard. It takes a lot of control. But if you have a little bit of like clear space to do something like that, you can practice 180s, you can practice hop bars, you could practice hop threes. Like there's a lot of things you can do just in really close quarters to work on. I don't know what kind of amount of room that you have or anything like that, but if you do have something, that's a good way to go. And then the third thing would be like BMX video games and stuff like that, because then you're still staying in the sport. I guess Riders Republic is more mountain bike right now. It's supposed to have BMX, and it keeps popping up on the YouTube channel as recommended because Nick and I watched it during one of our live streams. And so now YouTube keeps recommending it, and I see all these things, and I'm like, dude, this looks super fun. And then there's like, there's Pipe BMX, there's Pumped BMX. There's all those different BMX games that you can play. And to make that kind of constructive, what I would do while you're playing those games is to like maybe work on tricks that you want to eventually learn and break it down. So like on Pipe BMX, if you're like, I want a 180 bar, you could work on just that and watch the the what is the mechanics of the game are based off of real riding. And so like the way that he pops the 180 and then throws the bar would be very similar to how you would actually 180 bar, with certain tricks. With certain tricks. Some things in that game is absolutely impossible, but some things are pretty similar to how it would actually work. So you could make it a point to like work on tricks that you want to eventually learn and kind of get like muscle memory, I guess, through your brain. That would be an interesting thing. I wonder if that actually works, but those are my 2 cents. Switzerland, dude, that's crazy. That's really far. But yeah, hopefully that helps, man. And when is summer for you guys? It should be soon, right? Are you on the same seasons as us in America? Or are you guys on different? Like Australia, it's summer right now, I think. And like we're getting into winter, you know? Victor says hello. What's up, Victor? Jared says, Jared, do you have pho? Do you like pho? Go get some pho. That's what I want. Maybe I'll go get some pho today. Lucas's friend learned feeble hard 180s. Everyone say, congrats, Lucas friend. Hold on. Lucas, why isn't your friend here in the stream? We could say, hey, congrats. Okay, we just said it. That's awesome, man. That's cool. That trick, I've only done a few because it scares me too much. It's like, it doesn't make sense how you're grinding and you've got a 180 hard enough that your wheel is going to catch on the ledge, but your 180 is hard enough that it still doesn't get hung up and you don't die. Very impressive. What's up, Hamza? Hamza's in here. I haven't seen Hamza in here in a long time. That's rad. What's up, man? Um, Ooh, Mean Streak. Good question. I just got to make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, good, good, good. Oh my God, there's so many questions. You guys are awesome. Um, Daniel, you got double whip on pipe BMX? Like hop double whip? I can't even hop whip on that game. It's too hard. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Roman says, "Is the Lettem the best street bike?" I'd say within a certain price range for sure. Now, when you compare it to something like the Sunday Dark Wave, it's definitely not the best street bike, but within like, bikes around the $500 price range, the Lettem is the best for sure. And the value on the Lettem is just absolutely incredible. I'm really excited to see their 2022 Lettem. Here, Source has it right now, in stock actually. It was pre-order, but now I think it's, God, I keep burping. But now I think it's actually in stock. Let me look. Their website's kind of hard to maneuver. Like if you Google it for Source, things come up, but if you search it on their actual site, things don't come up. Very, very back asswards. Yeah, okay, I don't know. I can't find it right away, but anyway, let them. I think for around $500 to $600, best street bike for sure. You guys saw the under $400 tournament bracket that I did. I've got another one planned out. Everything's just about done, um, except for filming it and editing it. That took me, guys, I pulled like 2 all-nighters to edit that whole thing. It was crazy, but we got it all done. And so now I've got to film the $500 to $600 comparison. So that'll hit the devotion. The kink whip's not in there because, oh no, the kink whip isn't there. Is it, or is it right at 500? I don't think it is. I think the kink whip would be in a different bracket. But we got the devotion, we've got the Sunday X, we've got the, I don't know, all those bikes in $500 to $600, which is like all of them. And so that'll be a really good comparison one. And then I'll probably do 400 to 500, and then I'll take some of the most popular in general and just do overall comparisons of them. Like hit the whip with the kink switch and the whip with the devotion and the devotion with the switch and da 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 da, just like that. To figure out which ones are the best, Roman. So right now we know for sure which bikes are the best under 400, but we haven't done a good comparison for the bikes 500 to 600. All right, Victor says, I couldn't wait any longer for 2022 We the People 18 inch for my son, so I bought the Colt 18 inch and I didn't realize the wheels are not sealed bearings. And then I think Jared said in here somewhere, Colony has really good smaller bikes because, like, they have they put a lot of extra detail into them. The Colt, I don't know, Victor, I wouldn't get too upset about it just because he's on an 18 inch, he's a smaller guy, and ideally, a lot of the 18-inch bikes are built so that by the time you progress to the point that you need a higher quality bike, you're already ready to ride a 20-inch. Some of the I think, is it the We the People? Um, Hold on. I want to look at it because I don't do anything, as you guys know, with anything like under 20 or over 20 inch. And it's the CRS 18, right? That's what we got here. Um, See, because everything, oh, see, the CRS has some chromoly in the down tube. Most bikes, most 18-inch bikes are just going to be basic single wall, high tensile steel, which is fine for really small riders. Like, they're not going to put too much abuse on it, so it's not too big of a deal. But then the Fly Nova would be the best of the best if you can, if you want to spend that much money, or Supernova, the Fly Supernova. If you want to spend that much money on an 18-inch bike, that one is one of the best you can get. But most kids aren't at the level of riding that they need something that good. And I don't know what's going. We the People's been saying their 2022 line's been coming out forever, and I still, my conspiracy theory is that they're gonna restock 2021 one more time, and then they will do 2022 a little later in 2022. That's my conspiracy. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I think they've got going on. Mean Streak is getting a rant sealed bottom bracket to put in his Sunday blueprint. That's awesome. Bottom brackets are not fun to work on, so good luck if you're doing it yourself. If you're taking it somewhere, that's good. If you're trying to do it, God, I pull out all my hair trying to change out bottom brackets. I don't know about sealed to unsealed. That's sometimes they don't really line up like they're supposed to be placeable, but that's awesome. That's good. You're making those upgrades, and that's a good one to upgrade that most people overlook. Like, I think a lot of people would buy new handlebars before they'd upgrade to sealed bearings. So and I think it's pretty smart to upgrade to sealed bearings. So good move. Okay, this was the question. This is the good question here. Mean Streak says, would you recommend a Fit Series 1 for a beginner? Depends. Um, Technically, it's beginner quality, right? It's not very good quality, but this is where I have an issue with Fit, is that generally they were pretty overpriced before COVID. Okay, they were just a little more expensive for the quality that you're getting. And in all fairness, like, they've built a great brand name, people love their company, so people are going to pay that, and so it doesn't really matter. But when I started comparing bikes and actually looking at them, I'm like, whoa, none of Fit's complete bikes have double wall rims. That's crazy. And they're all higher than $500. This is crazy. And so the Series 1 is their lowest model. And it's, like I said, it's not the best quality, and generally Fits are overpriced. But you've got to think about, like, do you need something super high quality? Are you at that level of riding? If you weigh over 170, over 180 pounds, you should be looking at something chromoly, okay, not something high tensile steel. So you'd be wanting something more of a mid-level quality, even though you're a beginner. If you're a small beginner, the Series 1 is going to be fine. But in my opinion, it's slightly overpriced. You can get some other bikes that have much better value. And what I mean by that is they're the same price as the Series 1, but they're better quality. And so Like here, I'm gonna look right here at the. I'm on my Dougster Bob score sheet. Have you downloaded that yet? Mean Streak. You got to download that, or I guess not download it, but go to the link because let me find the series one. I just want to see what the value factor comes up to. So I have it listed that the series one is $479, which is $20 cheaper than a kink whip. So if you spend an extra $20, you could get a kink whip, full chromoly, double wall rims. Okay, and the series one scores a 2 for quality, and the value factor is a 4.1. Okay, $479 to quality. Okay, that's crazy. That is crazy. Like the Colt Gateway is $429, $50 cheaper, and it scored a 2.8 quality. It's just got, I think, some more sealed bearings. It's got an aftermarket part. It's just a little bit better. But anyway, if we go down and look, say the Kink Whip, okay, 2022 Kink Whip, $499, just a little bit cheaper, 13.8 value factor because it has a 6.9 quality. And so, like, if the question is the Fit Series 1 going to hold up to beginner level riding? The answer is yes. It's going to hold up. It's going to be fine if you're just a beginner. But then if the question is which one is the Fit Series 1 a good value bike? The answer is not necessarily. I think it's pretty expensive. Hey, what's up, Mike? I see you hanging out in here. Did you get it? So I won't be able to hear you until I put you on the stream. But I can do that right now. Are you all set up? Thumbs up? Okay, cool. So I had to run to my car to get my headphones. Okay, so like I said at the beginning, guys, our good friend Mike from Dan's Comp gonna knock out this Q&A together. And I think at the beginning we're gonna talk a little bit about so Dan's Comp just put out a really good video about top 5 Christmas gifts. So we're not going to spoil it, but we're going to talk about some of them, and then we'll talk about just some popular items right now for Christmas, and then some questions. So Mike is here on the screen.
Oh, guys, can you hear me okay?
Oh, yes, but it's to my computer. Hold on. Oh, and it changed my input to my AirPods. Good. Okay.
I realize I need to change this backdrop. I need to put it actually behind me.
Is that the one you used for your video?
I've used it for a video, but now
okay.
Filming junk behind me right now.
Yeah, this link way was pretty easy, huh?
Yeah, it was much easier.
Dude, it's like it's a game, and you're right here. You just set up your stuff, and now I like it. Cool. Okay, so you guys busy?
Yeah, that time of year,
Yep, it's good. Everyone's getting their bike stuff and getting into BMX or making those upgrades.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Thanks for letting me hop on here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's been a while. We've been too busy.
I know. There's something going on.
Don't spoil the video because everyone's got to go watch that. But what was to you out of those 5 that you gave? What do you think's the most like overlooked or the most important?
Of those, in the top 5, I'd say my rants about tires and grips.
Yes, I agree. That was a good one.
It was funny because when I was starting to type that up, I'm like, why do we always ignore that kind of crap? Like, as I sit here with my grips wore down to, almost nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, how many guys do you know that you see it all the time? Grips worn down to bars.
Yeah.
Oh, tires worn down to like.
Jared, he's in Phoenix, and last time I was there, we rode together, and he's like, hey, did you ever get new grips? Because last time I saw him, they were on the last leg. And this was like 3 months ago. I was like, no. And anyway, shout out, Jared sent me some grips. But it's like, we just don't think about that. Tires too. Do you notice when you put on new tires, your bike handles differently?
Oh, yeah. So, especially because did you ever get those stolen? I say stolen. Yeah, the stolen high tires. Did you ever get those?
Not yet.
Okay. In my review on that, I talked about that a little bit, but I don't know what it is. Some people, they can hop on anything, and then like they don't notice it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm just so in tune with it, or I'm just so picky. That's probably what it is. I'm more picky that I notice every little thing. If anything is off, I immediately notice it. I don't know why it is. It kind of drives me crazy. But tires is one of those things where it's like you have to learn your balance points, shift it a little bit. I shouldn't say your balance point, but like I talked about in the video, like balancing on one wheel and turning left and right. I immediately noticed like manual 180 feel way different
On
um,
newer tires or on the
on newer
hives?
tires. Yeah. Sorry,
Um,
my cat jumped.
yeah. Oh, you're good. You're good. He wants to be in the video.
Apparently.
Um, I, what I was thinking with it is it seemed like when they get worn down, like you have these nice round tires, but as they get worn down, they kind of get flat. And
Yeah.
so, and you talked about some people go like if you put your foot in your back tire to stop, you'll skid through it and you'll get holes and people are still riding it. You imagine like riding with flat spots on a skateboard wheel.
So
So,
do you know Derek's been in a few? Derek is one of the guys from here at Dan's. He's been in a few of like he was in our 360 video and like videos with where we did the covered the Woodward events.
okay.
He for a long time we were out street riding somewhere and I think it was in Indianapolis. He blew a hole in his tire, and I told him that you could take a dollar bill and fold it up and put it there as like a kind of like a patch, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did that, worked great all day, and then he just kept riding it for weeks. He's like, it's still holding. He's like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
It's like you use it as a quick fix to get by, and then it's like a not so quick fix. It's just a
Yeah,
fix now for life.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I've heard you could do that with like credit cards or all kinds of different things.
I haven't heard credit card, but I can imagine. Yeah,
It's just,
the thing
just
about
whatever
BMX
you can
riders,
fit in there.
yeah, we're kind of MacGyvers, you know,
Yeah,
BMX riders in general. Kind
I
of
was
have
gonna,
to do it.
we're like inherently poor, I think,
You're
or
right.
stingy or something like that. So
Yeah,
it's like, my tires are rolling. I don't know if I really need them.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
But
I
like when I
agree.
talk,
Go ahead.
well, what I talk about in that video is you ignore that kind of like tires or grips, but then you'll go out and buy like a new pair of bars just because it's got like a higher rise or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
you want that's something you really want, but then you ignore the fact that your tube's almost busting through your
Yeah.
tire.
Um, so then, okay, I want advice for people because, like, this was one question earlier. Say this guy's in Sweden and it's snowing now. How can he still ride or something like that? Like, what are your?
Oh man,
Because you're Midwest, right? It's cold where you're at.
yeah. It's just this is probably the last week or so of generally nice weather that we'll have for a while. I
Mm-hmm.
imagine. Then it'll start snowing. And really, what we do, we have to go to like an indoor park somewhere, which really we have to drive 2.5 hours away to ride like rank riders in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Nice park, but yeah, nothing indoor anywhere close to us anymore, which really sucks. But got to do what you got to do if you want to
Yeah.
ride. Parking garages too.
Oh yeah, that's a good one because we have one here, and the very few times it rains, that's where we'll go ride is at the parking garage, and there's a little manual pad, and that's about it. But
Yeah, they usually have pretty good like manual pads, like you
hmm
said,
wall
little
rides,
curved stuff. You can yeah, if you have a Sabrosa street rail or something like that,
hmm
take that there. Hopefully there's
yeah,
no security, but like you can set that up and ride.
to
We've
work
done
on
that
those flat rail
before
tricks.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done that
Um,
before.
then there's the slide pipe, right? Sabrosa
Hmm.
street rail. Are they price wise similar?
These the Sabrosa, I'm sorry, the street rail, the S&M slide pipe. I'm getting them all mixed up now.
Uh-huh.
The S&M slide pipe is a bit more.
Okay.
We actually have on sale. They probably sold out now for Black Friday. We're doing the fixed height version of the slide pipe for like 185, which was a killer deal. But I
Wow.
think those are all gone now. But you can still get the like the adjustable height one, which was
Hmm.
MSRP was $20 more. Like, why would you not get the adjustable one? You know?
Yeah, if you could, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than the Sabrosa one. So, whatever your budget
Oh,
is like.
wow.
The thing about Sabrosa is they have a bigger aftermarket, or I shouldn't say aftermarket, they have more accessories for it. You can do like, they got A-frame
You
kits and
put an
stuff like that out
A-frame
there.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Hey, I just looked and it's 180, 179 in stock still for the, that's a good deal
for the
because
fixed
the
height.
adjustable right now is like 260.
Okay, yeah, so he dropped it even more then.
I'm gonna put this link in here, guys. You guys can go grab that slide pipe for a super good deal from Dan's if you want. Um, One, like this was a specific question for you, Mike. Bob says, "Hey Mike, do you think stolen Hive will ever come in a smaller size for a rear tire? I don't like a 2.4 on the rear."
Smaller size in the rear. I have not heard anything
There is
from
probably,
Stolen
yeah.
on that, to be honest with you. With the trend, everyone's getting fatter. Like at some point, it's probably going to come back down because trends always do.
Mm.
They go,
Because big tires are the thing right now.
yeah. So as of right now, I haven't heard anything. So it's definitely not going to be. If they do, it's not going to be in the immediate future.
What's up, Bob? How you doing? We got lots of questions. Uh-huh, go ahead.
Now, when I jumped on earlier, I wanted to kind of. Somebody had a question about smaller bikes,
Uh-huh.
and I've actually kind of got some experience with that. And I just want to
Yeah.
tell people that if if you have the budget to go with an aluminum frame, like a 16 inch, like if you're buying it for your kid, you have the budget to go with a 16 inch or an 18-inch with an aluminum frame, do it. The weight difference is, in my opinion, worth the extra money for your kid
Mm.
because that's exactly how I thought like that I was going to have. When I had my kid, it was going to be, I'm just going to buy him the cheapest whatever that was out there, cheapest complete out
Mm-hmm.
there because he's not going to be on it for very long. It was my thought, but they can actually be on there a lot longer than you think.
Okay.
And the weight difference is huge. Like you can tell the difference how they handle the bike. So if you're serious about riding and you really want them to be serious about it, get an aluminum frame. If it's something where you know they're not going to get into it and you're not going to try to push them into it or anything like
Yeah.
that. Um, High tensile steel is completely fine. It's going to last them for sure, but there is a noticeable weight difference.
Oh, that's it. See, and when,
So,
because like, yeah, that's really good because I don't shop for small bikes, right? So
yeah, I
my
never did
head,
either until recently.
and you had to, and okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so in my head, I'm like quality focused. And for them, they're so small, they're so light. Like quality, so like chromoly, things like that, double wall rims isn't really the super big deal. But
no,
weight should be the biggest focus for them, is because the lighter bike will allow them to handle it better and eventually learn tricks and just have more bike control in general.
yeah. Because one of the guys here,
Interesting.
he was the same boat as I was. Like we both bought the exact same 12-inch bikes for our kids.
Yeah.
Then later, moving up to a 16-inch, and then the 16-inch aluminum bike was weighed less or just as much as the 12-inch, and it's a 16-inch bike, and you're like, wow, the difference.
Oh, yeah.
Like they can handle it. You'd be surprised how well they can handle a bike that's more appropriately weighted to them.
Yeah. That makes so
So
much
I don't know.
sense.
As a parent's perspective, there.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's a handful of people that they get back into the sport and they have kids. They're like, how cool would it be if my kids were riding with me? And
Yeah,
so
exactly.
they're shopping for bikes for their kids right now.
Yeah.
Do you know any off the top of your head? Good aluminum bikes?
The Colt one is the one that one of my coworkers here.
Uh-huh.
Uh, he bought the Colt for his son, and
The
uh,
juvenile.
the GV 16-inch, I think it is,
Okay.
or the 18. I can't remember. I know he was going back and forth on that.
Yeah.
Um, and then my son has the Verde. I want to say it's the AV 16-inch,
Okay.
or it's something like that. I get the model names mixed up, but
I did a comparison and Verdi. So I put them like all these bikes under 400 in a tournament bracket, and ran them through. And the Verdi AV did really well. Like that is a solid bike for the price. That is a really solid bike.
Yeah, I like it. And actually, I saw there's a somebody had a question about that. Bob
Hmm.
Chapman.
About Verdi?
What's that?
About Verdi?
Yeah, he said, "Why do you rep Verde frames when you could ride any you wanted? Just wondering why the cheaper brand would you work?" That's a good question.
Oh, for
Uh,
you.
yeah,
Okay.
because I don't know. That's Verde has some like, I guess because they're completes, they have a reputation, especially because they
Hmm.
started with completes. They have a reputation of being, but their aftermarket stuff, like their aftermarket frames, are actually really good quality. Um, and some of their higher end aftermarket stuff is just as good as anybody else's. Basically, I just have a really good a really good like friendship with those guys. I know the guy that some of the people behind it. Basically, just have a
Yeah.
good relationship with them, and that's really where I mean I have ridden pretty much every frame under the sun as far as manufacturer like brands, and just like I said, good relationship with those guys, and they have the geometry that I like. So why not?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like quality wise, they're just as good as I know. There are definitely frames better, like a Sunday frame with the wave down tubes and all the
Hmm.
high end stuff they have on there is you know going to be priced higher and it's going to be a nicer quality. But for most people, I mean,
It's, yeah,
the Verity
gonna be
frame is
fine.
going to be just as well as any other frame within its price range. You know what I mean?
Well, and going back to BMXers being inherently poor, like we kind of want to, if you're in that way, like you should look more about the value of it, you know. And if it's a cheaper priced item, but the quality is just as good as a brand name or something like that, there's no sense in not riding it. What I figured out
Yeah,
with the like those comparisons is, you know, sleeper cars, right? You see that old ranch truck and then it's got like 800 horsepower and it's like Verdi's kind of slept on. I don't know. I haven't dove too deeply in it, but
I mean
they
they're not. Yeah, they're not like they don't have all the highest features or anything,
mhm.
like all the cutting edge features. Like they don't have investment cast dropouts or hydroform tubing or anything like that. They're just
Yeah.
a chromoly frame that works. And like I said, for if you compare that to a lot of the other frames in the same price range, it's going to be
Mhm.
just as good. If it's a fit or like a Taiwan made fit or Sabrosa or anything like that, if they're in that same price range, it's going to be for the most part just as good. And I think um, the one I have is Matt Cordova's signature. So whatever he does, it's not like I'm going to have to finish. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, if it holds up for him,
Yeah,
it's good, you know.
yeah. But yeah,
That's funny.
that's a good question because I have I've had that question asked to me before, like just in person. Um,
It's like why
yeah,
you rep Verdi?
yeah, just because they have that, I guess,
Yeah.
reputation because of the completes, because
Well,
they
and
do a
relationships
lot
are
of
a
completes.
big thing.
Yeah,
Like God, oh, do you remember Guerrera? Did you ever
Carrera.
hear about Guerrera? I don't know
Is
who
that
it was like.
the ones in the
s-
Maltese bottom brackets?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Eastern's brand. Okay, yeah, I
Was
know.
it Eastern? Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, basically. I didn't know anything
And
about them, but I know like
yeah, super light Maltese. I snapped two in like 8 months, and
yeah,
but you don't. I was like, what is going on here? But then I had a fit, and it lasted forever. So it's I don't know. It's different things. But Verdi's been around a long time, like tried and true.
yeah. I mean, the guys behind it are riders themselves,
Yeah.
and so.
Did you see what shirt is that, Mike? Question.
Which this is the one of the Etnies rad shirts. I don't know if we have any more of these.
I like it.
Yeah, they were pretty limited edition. I don't know. I don't know if we have any more of them. All that rad collection was pretty limited.
Yeah, it was, and it went quick because that's kind of the people that are back in right now is from that era, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Let's see. Let me just look for some questions if we got any. What do you think? Right now, what's something that's super popular?
Like
Like,
part
yeah,
wise.
like part wise. What's everyone buying to put on their bike? Like, what's the hot item?
With me not doing the buying anymore, it's hard to
Yeah.
say. I will give, I'll give you I don't know if I should say that.
I always blindside Mike with
I know.
questions.
So free coasters are still hot, of course.
Okay.
So, um, we will be getting in. Heard it here first on Dumpster Bob. We will be getting in a new free coaster hub that I think everyone is going to be pretty stoked on here soon. I don't know if it's going to be in time for Christmas. Everyone's
Ooh.
pushing to get their stuff out as quickly as possible, but we will be getting a new hub in that I'm really excited about. I don't know if the brand has actually even said much about it, but you'll hear a lot about it when it comes in.
When it comes out, it'll have,
Yeah.
is it, it's a well-known brand
Yes.
and new technology or something?
Yes. Newer
Ooh.
technology. Yeah.
Heard it here first. That's awesome, dude. Thank you for telling all the Dumpster Bobbers.
I
New free
can't.
coaster.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. So
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You guys will know when you see it, you'll be like, "Hey, that's what Mike was talking about."
yeah. Oh yeah. We'll have info on it for sure
That's
when it comes
rad.
out.
Okay, Shane says, "Do Dan's deliver to Europe
Yes.
worldwide, or what are kind of what's the?"
What I tell people, because it's really hard, all that stuff changes when it comes to shipping costs and
Yeah,
day to day, the conversion rates change. So what I tell people is go online, put everything that you want in your shopping cart, enter all your information. When it gets to the credit card information stuff, like you're going to see your order total before you actually check out.
yeah,
So,
with the shipping cost.
yeah, put all your information in, and it calculates it in real time. So, we ship all over the world, unless there's some sort of restrictions. There are restrictions with certain countries where we can't ship certain like products, like grease and stuff like that. But it's usually
Okay.
part wise, it's not a huge deal. Um, it's just shipping thing. And one of the things about, because you're talking about shipping in general, people complain about shipping costs and all that, which I completely understand. We all deal with that.
Yeah,
Everyone orders online for whatever. Um, we don't make any money off of shipping, so whatever
yeah,
shipping is, we often lose money on shipping because we're not trying to. A lot of companies it's $15 to ship. They'll round it up a dollar or two or whatever.
hmm.
Whatever it says there, that's
What
what
you
we
guys pass
what
on.
we get it at. And like I said, it's generally we'll actually round it down. I
Okay.
found that out a few months back, like after I started. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know we did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Is it sometimes it's free shipping on orders over 99, right? Is that all the time or is that only sometimes?
That's all the time.
All the
Yeah.
time. But
There
to the
are some
US,
restrictions with
sure.
like if it's an overweight item or something like that, but
See, and I was gonna bring that up because like if you guys have ever looked at like granted, Dan's sends enough stuff, I'm sure they get different prices than if I go to UPS or whatever. But still,
yeah,
if I go with my bike in a box, I'm like, hey, I want to ship this. It's gonna be like $100. Shipping is
yeah,
so expensive. And then I was
yeah,
thinking of that is that you guys have that free shipping over 99. So it's very possible that you guys eat the shipping just so that they don't have to pay that extra amount. And that's really cool.
yeah.
Don't know how you're doing it, but
Not
that's
trying to turn it
good.
into a Dan's ad or anything. I'm just saying because that was a question about shipping.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, true, true. And shipping to Europe. See, I didn't know you guys were worldwide particularly, so that's really good.
yeah, we don't
Um,
necessarily like advertise
yeah,
to other countries because we don't want to, step on anybody else's toes because they have, there's distros and other companies and shops and other companies. So,
sure.
but a lot of times, the shop doesn't carry it. They don't, or the distro doesn't bring it into their country, but
Hmm.
we have it and we'll ship it to you. So, we're more happy to do that for sure.
Cool. That's good. That's good. Um, so there you go, Shane. Dan's does ship to Europe.
Alienation Venus. I see JDA 79. That is not the hub that I'm referring to, but we are getting those in.
Jared is a super Brantmore fan, and
Oh
so
yeah,
he loves the.
he's so awesome. Like his style of writing,
I
super
I've
creative.
never really watched him, and then but a YouTube short came up, and it was like some of his five random tricks or something. I was like, what is this guy doing? Like, how do you
Yeah,
do that on a bike? You know, he puts his foot over, does a candy bar, pushes back, and grinds back, and I'm like, whoa,
yeah, it's nuts.
it's. You think the creativity in BMX is going to come back with the older guys getting back into it?
I hope so. I actually kind of like that weird mix of street flatland.
Mm-hmm.
We had a somebody tagged us in a because we're doing that Joey particularly giveaway thing.
Yeah.
I'll repost it on the Dan's Instagram in the next week or so. But he did this nutty looking flatland. I don't know flatland tricks very well, but he went up on the deck and did this crazy flatland move off the wall and went back into the quarter. And I'm like, what? Like, what even is that? But it was awesome.
It's
Uh,
that it's like a mix of
I
yeah,
always like that kind of stuff. Yeah,
is it Matthias that he's a flatlander, but he
Matthias does. Yeah.
does that crazy stuff like that. And to me that's so fun to ride or to watch because you know as a rider how hard that is. It's
Oh
like the
yeah,
amount of balance is
it's insane.
just unbelievable. Hey, what's
But
up, Beak Zot? How you
yeah,
doing?
um, who's JDA 79? You said you know who he is.
Oh, Jared, yeah. He
Okay.
Jared, yeah, Jared. We like Jared. It was his kid's birthday a couple days ago. Tell him happy birthday, Jared.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
He said
Um,
talk about the Ride Concept Vice shoes. I I haven't tried those. I'm curious how those are. That just caught my eye because I need some new shoes and I'm those are looking pretty appealing.
hey, you see this one, Mike?
Oh, that's awesome. We really appreciate that. Seriously.
Shout
What,
out,
what,
Mike. You know, I'm always glad that when I send out like a free bike recommendation or something, and they end up buying their bike from Dan's, it's, no one cuts my head off because they had a bad experience. Like it's always good experiences. So good job. You guys are killing it. And
no, we
making
appreciate
a
it.
solid like when would you say you guys kind of re-upped everything and started really pushing hard again? It's only been a couple years, right?
Um,
From the sale, like since
yeah,
A-Main's had it.
because yeah, when the old ownership sold it
Hmm.
to A-Main, and then A-Main basically got, as they told me when they, because I was already working. I mean, we covered this in like the
Hmm.
Q&A
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
we did, but kind of a short version of it is they basically told me that we want to get the band back together is the way they put it. So they reached out to a lot of the like I guess
OGs.
OGs, yeah, of Dan's and said, hey, like, this is what we're going to do. This is what we want you to do. Here's the keys. So we can run it kind of how we want to run it, but we have much better backing. And these, just A-Main in general being, already having that great customer service
Yeah.
going with, the other brands that they own, it was kind of a no-brainer.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. No,
we
it's
just
been.
moved that over to, so now we're getting, even more OG Dan's guys, and then they've hired even more like seeking guys within the industry
Hmm.
that we already had a relationship with to try to come on board. So, it's something that we're proud of, and we're glad to see that like that.
Making big
Yeah,
strides.
yeah, we're glad to see the progress and
Hmm.
stoked that else is stoked on it too. So
Yeah.
that's just the start. So we're trying to push hard.
It's good. Yeah. I think it's awesome. Well, Shane says, much appreciated for the answer. Company worth investing is going on what Doug's opinions of your shop is. I think that's good. I'm not
Oh
sure I
yeah, that's
fully
good.
understand it, but good job. Thanks, Shane. Shane, where are you at in Europe? Jared loves the bar hops that Brant does.
Yeah. Felix Gaines Odyssey Clutch V3. It is not the Clutch V3. I don't even know if that's a
Oh,
that's been out yet.
the Clutch V3. I don't know. The V2 works pretty good. I don't think they're
It does.
gonna change it anytime soon. They're gonna just chill. Okay, just thought of a great question. Any opinions or insider insight on the new Odyssey free coaster that Matt Nordstrom debuted on his new bike check? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know anything about it either.
Sorry.
Maybe it is a V3.
It might be.
Bob, send. I don't know. You gotta tell me what it is. Give us some more
Okay, I was
info
already
because I have
working
no
on it.
idea. Odyssey is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Do we have any more? I've kind of skipped around a good amount, but
This one was
uh-huh.
Juan Juan Knows Pain. DK Cygnus, a good beginner bike for people that weigh 180 plus. I have to look at it, but I'm going to say probably not.
Yeah, I think it was Tri Molly because that was one of the ones. It's on sale right now, so it's in that $400 bracket. But it's normally five, and I think it's Tri Molly.
Yeah, the main thing I'd be worried about is the single wall rims. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
so concerned on the frame. It's the single wall rims. Um, it's got sealed hubs, so that's you're fine there.
solid.
Yeah, and I really think the frame would be okay. Like if you're just looking to do basic
Yeah.
stuff. Um,
Is
but
the
it's the rims that I'd be worried about.
single wall rims now,
Yeah,
and that's full price is about 500 bucks. So I always rant. That's the price for the kink whip, and the whip has the double wall rims, and the full chromoly frame. Around that price range, though, it's really hard because there's not too much like else unless you go up closer to six. Sabrosa, do you know anything about Sabrosa's line?
I know a bit. Which one are you referring
Oh,
to?
just the Lettem. You guys have such a thing anytime soon?
I haven't heard on when we're getting those back in, to be
Mm,
honest with you. We're still, as you guys probably know, there's still part shortages. It's definitely getting better.
yeah,
Um, stuff is
shipping
actually in stock
issues.
now. Stuff is actually in stock now, but
Yeah,
it's still. And then I'm sure all the news you guys have seen the whole like ports already backed up, and
yeah.
there's bike parts on there.
You remember how
So
crazy it was last year? It was like some
yeah,
bars in stock, and there there wasn't hardly anything.
yeah. Now we're starting to see, starting to get that stuff back in now, which is good. But um, there's still once something sells out, it's like it's probably going to be a while before it's back.
Yeah. Now, what about We the People?
I always like
2022
those.
lines.
I can ask, but I don't know. Sorry, I
Just
don't
curious.
know.
Yeah, no, you're good. I know you're on the different side of things. Um, I saw your Facebook post of, was it Joey or was it Matt? Just absolutely blew up, and that was really cool. Because you do all those, right? You do the posting and stuff.
Yeah, if
That's
it's
rad.
if it's just like the general stuff, then yeah. If it's like this, the word says like the sponsored link, that's something that every company does, but that's not me.
Mm.
But yeah,
Um, Technical. This guy says, "Give me a shout out." Okay, shout out. There you go.
all right.
Shout out. Shout it out. Um, I don't know. Let's get. Oh, Mason, good call. Mason says, "Guys, let's make 20 likes." I like that. Good job, Mason. I don't know. Do you see any questions?
I'm
Oh, the
looking.
kink whip is heavy though. Well, yeah. I don't know, man. It's all the you want to have here. Wait, I'm gonna put that on screen. Is like so. I don't know. I think the smaller riders, like Mike said, the aluminum going the weight route on like a 16 or an 18 inch is good. But I think if longevity is your focus of riding, like you want to ride for a long time, then you want to get a bike with a good like foundation, right? So I'd say double wall rims, full chromoly, because those parts are really expensive to replace. And like it's easier to replace lighter, say, cranks than a lighter frame or something like that. And so
Yeah.
I think the focus for your first bike shouldn't, now you don't want to get something that's 38 pounds, but it should be more around the quality, because as you progress, you'll be replacing things to make them lighter, instead of replacing broken things. So I think that's kind of the better way to look at it, Felix. But then again, you could probably find bikes that are cheaper than the whip for a little bit more money, same quality. But
Yeah, it's hard to beat the whip, honestly. And that the whip has always been like right there when it comes to value, value for your dollar kind of thing. Looks like 2022, if I can talk, we the people don't have a solid date yet. It's probably going to be sometime in spring.
yeah, so yeah, that's what I figured, because it sounded like they're gonna get a restock of their 2021s maybe one
Mhm.
more time, and
Yes, that
then
is right.
2022s will come out. And see, they posted, Jared sent me it on Facebook, they posted 2022 bikes coming soon, and I'm like, I don't think that's true. I mean, I guess soon's could be a relative term, like soon could mean within
Yeah,
the next year or something like that, but
I always have an issue with that. Not with we the people by any means, but
yeah.
just anytime you say soon, if you see soon coming soon and it's from a brand,
Hmm.
it's probably soon on their end, but they have to get their manufacturing and
Yeah.
shipping from Taiwan to the US, all the distributors. So it's usually a few months down the line
Yeah.
before you will actually see it in the store,
Companies
online
think in
or in
terms
store.
of, they think in terms of like quarters. It's like, oh, by next quarter we'll have this and this, and like we normal people think in terms of days, and
Yeah,
so like to us
yeah,
soon means a couple days, to them soon means a couple quarters.
yeah.
Um,
Now there are
yeah,
some that they'll actually say you'll see it in like you'll see
and
it in
hit.
store and online very soon. Like that typically means that they have it there already and they're already in the process of shipping it out.
Hmm. Yeah, because someone in here earlier said I couldn't wait any longer, um, for the 2022 We the People, so I ended up with the Colt. That's the one we were talking about with the aluminum frame and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, So see, but they post that, and then people are like, "Oh, soon!" So you never know how soon.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Jared Felix says the whip was my first BMX. Now I have the street sweeper complete.
Mhm.
Hey,
That's a
nice.
nice bike.
Yeah, you're moving up, man. Moving up. That's cool.
The new street sweeper is awesome. That pink fade that they do.
Pink and purple.
Yeah, I love the thing.
Sunday usually does really well with their colors. Like
Mhm.
last year, they're so unique. Like last year, I didn't like the street sweeper color. It was like that yellow and was it teal? But it's very
Okay.
unique. It's very
Yeah.
unique.
But yeah, this new one, I really like that one.
Shane. Oh, Shane's in Ireland. Hey, welcome, Shane. Getting back into BMX at 31 and am currently using your channel to learn as much as I can about new specs before I buy. Mike, how are you around that age?
I'm a little bit. I'm 34.
Okay,
Not
so you got
35.
any good recommendations for Shane? Like over 30, getting back into BMX, or just like how's BMX changed, or I don't know, what should he know?
Stretch.
Stretch.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're not as limber as you used to be.
Yeah, I'm still like, we actually went riding a few weeks ago with some buddies that used to, they all still ride a little bit, but
Hmm.
it's kind of here and there.
Yeah.
I still ride pretty often, obviously. And I'm over in the corner stretching, and they're like, "What are you stretching for?" And then he goes, "Wait, you actually ride? I forgot."
Yeah.
Like they can show up and they'll cruise the park, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, stretching.
Actually, that's probably that's a really good one, because
Yeah,
the last thing you want to do is be, because not like I feel like that even at 25, like you have responsibilities and stuff, and so if you're out riding and you pull your back muscle and you're shot for a week, then that's no fun.
yeah. Yeah.
So stretch. Okay, Shane.
But the good thing is 31 is not really like people talk about. Like I still ride with people that are in their. Uh, I want to say he's in his 50s now, and he still kills it. And you're seeing all these other pros now that they're in their 40s,
Hmm.
going on 50, and they still kill it. And it's I don't know. It's more just if you keep with it, it's not really an issue. Like
Yeah.
you get sore. I feel like you get sore more often for sure, but it's not where you can't do it.
I in my head I'm like once I'm 30 I'm shot. I'm not going to be able to ride anymore da da da. And like but then
I
you
think
see
everyone
everyone
thinks
else.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like my life's over. I'll have to buy a Corvette and
Mhm.
but that's not really the case. It's I think when you figure it out, you're pretty much your bike's doing all the work, right? And you're just kind of controlling it to make it do what you want it to do. I don't know. But so when you're older, you can still kill it. Like Nyquist, God, that guy's
Oh
insane,
yeah,
and he's way up there. It's been through all the generations of BMX. It's insane.
yeah. Like if you watch that game of Suicide No Hander that they did,
Mm,
like he's still killing it out there.
yeah,
Like it's like
no, it's
not even a thing, and he's not like that old at all by any means. But like if you look at a younger generation right now, to them that's like, how is he still riding
right.
at that
That's what
level?
I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he's probably 20 years older than Maddie or something, I bet.
probably. I have no idea how old he is, but yeah.
So what if Maddie kept progressing like he's progressing for 20 years? What do you think? Do you think
Yeah.
BMX can progress much farther? Like
I
quad
don't know.
whips?
I
I
feel
don't
like
know,
they've
man.
said that for a while, and then
Yeah,
everyone
and then it just keeps pushing.
crazier stuff. Yeah.
Um,
But,
Here's a good question, and I'm gonna rant about it. You tell me if I'm right or not.
yeah.
But Jason says, "Why has the street sweeper gone up? Want to get it for the other half, but I can't justify the 809 price tag. Is it justifiable?" Oh, that's cool. You could buy your wife a street sweeper. That's what I said, guys. If you guys want to win a girl over, buy her a street sweeper, and she'll love you forever. You'll be set. But I think everything has gradually gone up. Like even Kink's bikes have gone up. Like every company's prices have climbed up over the last year, especially from what they were initially at. Like on my score sheet, I have where I first put in the price versus what they're at now. And it has to do with a number of things, but every batch that they have made, as the supply shortages, right, it gets more expensive for the manufacturers, and so then they have to pay more, and shipping costs are crazy right now to ship anything
A
by
lot of it is
boat.
shipping.
It's like, yeah, because boat's usually cheaper than air, but I've heard air is cheaper than boat right now, which is totally backwards. But and so if they didn't tack that onto the price, these companies that we love would essentially go out of business because there's no way that they can afford to keep that lower price and pay the extra shipping. Like the manufacturers are passing it to them, so they've got to pass it down. And with that being said, I the Street Sweeper is a really solid bike. So I don't know. Euros is weird to me. That looks like a lot of money in euros, but comparatively, I think everything's kind of just up there anyway. And
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. So shipping is the main
I
thing you
think you
think?
hit it on the head there.
Hmm. Yeah,
Shipping is a huge factor in it.
it's not like, oh, everything's out of stock, so we're gonna scalp you and triple the price. It's just that those prices are passed along to every company and things like that. Oh, pounds. 809 pounds, that's a heavy bike. Just kidding. I know what you're talking about. Um,
Dad jokes.
jokes, dad jokes.
But it is
uh,
what Felix says, $400 for the frame, and you get a clutch free coaster. It's still a really good value
mhm.
for like everything that you're getting. That's I always consider those like um, what's the term I use? Like custom completes basically.
Yeah,
Is like you can almost build that entire bike with aftermarket parts, but you're going to spend a lot more money on it than just buying a complete.
exactly.
So
I, I did that with the Soundwave and the Envy. Like I compared them, and the Soundwave, I don't know, everything separately was probably 14 or $1,500.
Hmm.
The completes 12 or 1,300. So it's like a no brainer there if that kind of quality is what you're looking for. And Jason, was it Jason? What I for that, like you could obviously get her a cheaper bike that, like, I think the primer comes in pink or something like that. But if you don't want to, those higher quality bikes, you're not going to have like as much, say, maintenance issues and just little things going wrong with it. Like if you just want to get a bike that she can hop on and ride and you're not scared of anything happening, like that higher quality one's going to be your best option, especially because the color's dope. So
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of bike for somebody that may not ride.
true.
But
Yeah.
I like the color wise. That's funny because that's exactly what I told my wife. Is like I showed her that,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, "Oh, you should get me one." I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, because you're not gonna ride it, but like twice a year."
Yeah. You could probably do a pretty sick spray paint job
Yeah,
that's not quite as good, but maybe close.
yeah.
That's a good question though, Jason. Good question. Cool. All right, guys. Any last minute questions? Throw them in here. And if not, we're gonna get back to our very busy day. I think, uh, Mike, what are you gonna have for what time? Is it's past lunchtime there, huh?
I take lunch really late. I don't even know what
Oh,
time it is. Yeah,
what's your go-to? Like Italian, Mexican,
Mexican for sure.
Mexican for sure. I'm really
I
close
guess
to
it's not true
Mexico
Mexican
here.
food. It's in
Mm.
Indiana, so probably not
Indiana, Mexico.
not
That's not
exactly
spicy at all.
no, not the Mexican food capital of the U.S. by any means.
I told Jared to go get pho, and I think that's what I'm gonna get. I don't know. The only place we have here almost went out of business, so that doesn't tell me that it's that good though. So I'm a little skeptical, but cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out. Big shout out to Mike and
Thanks
everything
for
Dan's
inviting
is
me on.
doing. Yeah, no,
Appreciate it.
a lot of these questions were over my head, so getting your expertise in here to knock out these questions, I think were very good, very good. Oh, Shane said something real quick. I don't know. Definitely plan to tail whip and backflip before I'm past it. Ooh, okay, Shane, good. Tail whip and backflip, you got that. Even though Doug thinks I'm near dead. No, no, no. I think if I was close to 30, it would be. But I don't know. I'm diabetic, so I got a shorter lifespan than all you guys. And
Say that.
but you got that, Shane. You got it for sure. Shane, next week. So you
Especially
guys, what's that?
especially backflips. I've heard
Backflips.
backflips are easier. I can't backflip. I have I've landed a tail. I can't tail up. I can't backflip. I suck. I've landed a tail whip, but I've done backflips in foam enough to know that I feel like backflips are a lot easier.
That's what everyone says, flips are easier than 360. And you just have to get over that mental thing
Hmm.
of going upside down and traveling forward without letting go of your bike.
Yeah,
Um, I think tail whips are harder for sure. Now they're
yeah.
less scary because if you,
That's scary though. But I think my issue was I've always had issues with my ankles,
mm,
and so like it's just death. Anytime I've tried them, like I just
whips,
can't walk for the whips. I
mm,
can't walk for like the next couple days because it just nail my ankle. So like I said, I've landed one, possibly two, if you want to call it a land, but it's not so, like I know if somebody was like gun to my head and you got to do a tail whip, I know I could do it. I do. I just don't. I bitch out all the time.
I think you got the same thing for a backflip though.
I could probably do it. Yeah.
Next trip to your indoor park, you're going to backflip. And next time we have you on the live, we're going to hold you accountable. We're going to say, Mike,
I need to
where's
find
that
foam pit
flip?
again. I need
You
to
don't
find
have
that.
one at that indoor park?
No.
Ah, um, oh God, I was going to say, oh, okay. Yeah. So you're doing a Q&A on your Instagram, right?
On
Or no?
well, I was. Yeah, next week. I'm trying to think of what the day
Okay.
is going to be.
Not
Oh,
today.
it's next. Okay, I moved it to next Friday because I knew we were doing
Heard.
it.
Okay. Okay. So
But
next Friday, oh, go ahead.
I'll put a link to this on our stories today.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
uh,
So
Yeah,
if you
that's
guys
right.
want to ask Mike and get some more of his expertise next week on the Instagram, you can
Yeah,
ask anything. And
you got yeah parts compatibility, when stuff's gonna be, and whatever. Like I don't care.
those are really helpful, those Q&As on there. And but make
Yeah, it's
sure
been
you
a while since
follow
we've done one.
Dan's because they're doing giveaways. What's that giveaway you have right now?
But yeah, right now we're doing the Joey giveaway. So
Okay.
if you he wanted to use the we asked him to say like come up with a good hashtag. So his
Uh-huh.
hashtag was respect your techers, and I get it.
He does
So
get some hate.
because of his
Just
writing,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think what's crazy is he's so well rounded of a writer,
Mm,
so well rounded. But like people that repost his stuff, and then he posts the same like a lot of the clips himself, but a lot of his reposts are of him doing kind of the same stuff. Um, which if you go watch the Welcome to Dan's edit,
hmm.
he sent me. I feel like that really kind of shows off
The
more of his
versatility.
full writing style. Uh, but I mean,
I
he's
saw
known for that, so I get that's why he's just known for doing a lot of hurricane variations, and
yeah.
he's really freaking good at
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Setting
and
up my hurricanes.
that's that's what people share too. So like
Yeah, that's
because
what I'm saying. Yeah,
those go viral, whereas you posted a big 360 that he did. I was like, that was crazy, and it wasn't a lip trick. And
yeah,
so yeah, so you see the lip tricks get shared around a lot more, so you assume that's all he does, but he's actually pretty
he's
very
really well
talented.
rounded. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like
So
a
it's
Midwest legend. Or
hashtag respect your
hashtag
techers.
respect your techers. Haven't had like a ton of submissions, but the submissions we have are crazy. So we're going to definitely like repost those. But I want to say we have until the 19th is the last day to get your entry in. So even if you're not like the winner, if you want to post a lip trick or any trick on a quarter pipe, like
Mhm.
there's a good chance that we could share it.
So it's got to be a lip trick or like a tech trick.
No, just a trick on a
Okay.
quarter pipe
Quarter pipe.
or lip, like
Uh-huh. Okay.
some sort of quarter pipe trick. You know what I mean?
Hashtag respect your techers. And you
Yeah,
get
T
entered to
E K
win what?
K. What's that?
Tekkers.
Yeah.
What do you get entered to win?
So you get the colony inmate frame or the mate frame um, in black, but it's whatever size that you want, and then which is what Joey rides, and then the colony sweet tooth bars. He rides those as well.
Ooh.
Plus, you get the end shirts and stickers and hats and all that stuff along with it. So it's pretty
Is
cool. I'm glad that we were able to make that happen and do
is
something
that it?
different. Yep, you got it right.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
guys. So hashtag that. Go guys, you have the weekend right now. You got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Go do something, do a trick and on the quarter and hashtag this. Or just get out and ride your bike before it gets too cold. So
yeah, for sure.
and then I'm gonna post in here the gift guide for
Okay,
Dan's.
cool. Yeah,
Check
no,
that out. And then we just posted a new video on the Bike School YouTube. So you guys, you got lots of homework after this. Okay, go watch the Dan's video, go watch the Bike School video, and then go learn some new tricks. And Mike, thanks again for hopping on, man. It's always
yeah,
good to
no, I
have you
appreciate it.
hanging out.
Definitely.
So, all right, guys, have a good rest of your day. Happy Friday. We'll see you later.